Hey there. So just as we did with the last video where I was chatting with Gina, who's a buyer at Blondie's Treehouse, just to see what plants she's looking at, I'm connecting with one of my very dear friends, Steve from Steve's Leaves, and some of his colleagues to find out what plants are on their radar. And Steve, if you don't know, is an incredible breeder. They have been breeding plants and growing plants for over 40 years now, I think. It could be a little more than that, but always an impressive selection of plants. And of course, plants have fallen in and out of favor over the many years. So Steve has had to really evolve and shift over time. And I think obviously now we're in a time and place where houseplants are completely off the hook. People love houseplants and are bringing more plants into their life, which I think is a wonderful thing. And Steve has really been on the forefront out of all those years, actually introducing many plants. I'm sure they're going to be showing us begonias today because they are known for their begonia collection. But also, you know, they've been really with their finger to the pulse of what other plants that are out there that people are interested in, including aroids, Hoyas, and a number of others. So I can't wait to see what they have in store. And you're going to see, just as I am in just a few short minutes, what they're going to be introducing to the public. So if you stick around here, then you'll see the plants in just a few minutes. Hi, Steve. Nice to see you. It's been a while.
It has, too long.
Well, I guess we have the full family there.
We do.
Yeah, well, it's really good to see you and meet you. I mean, it's like, virtual introductions. I feel like we've been chatting a while on email. And Steve, it's been eons, literally eons. Oh, man. Well, yeah, I mean, I just did an interview with another friend of mine who happens to be a buyer of plants, and she's doing more interior scaping now. And it was fun to kind of see what she was looking at and seeing with the growers over the years. And since you guys are both growers and sellers, I just thought we'd touch base and maybe say, what are some, 5 to a half dozen different plants that you're excited about growing? Maybe they're new, maybe they're old, but I'm sure people would love to see and hear what you got up your sleeves.
We did bring some plants in. So this is a cross between Milano Ballata and Claronera. And we just named it. Actually, we took a poll. That's the best thing is, it's one of my favorite things is taking a poll for what they think the name should be. So this is Steve's Leaves Green Lightning.
Green Lightning.
Green Lightning.
So did it get any of the bullate leaves?
It's got a little, but they're not as pronounced. You can see just a little bit of them, but it's definitely not as pronounced. Now we did some other crosses and it definitely showed up. We did one with Ningming-ensis dark form and they're really prominent on it.
Wow. Well, people will love that one because it has that dark green upper and that beautiful chocolatey red bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see the back there.
Gorgeous. And really thick veins. And even though it doesn't have those like that bullate structure, it does kind of have that quilted look to it.
Absolutely. And it does have the hairs on it. I know that's probably not ever going to pick up, but you can see they're on there.
I mean, honestly, if people need to see it closer, they could buy it.
That's absolutely right. This is so it's a new release. We should have some in about 3 weeks.
Amazing. Beautiful. How long did that take to get that one and select that one?
This one, so we sold some of the crosses, just some of the stuff that we didn't select or call. And we sold them. We've been selling them for about the last 5 months. So this one's probably it's almost a year old at the size.
Fabulous.
This one is not in bloom. This is unreleased. So you're getting this is the first time this has ever been shown. This is Steve's Leaves Deb's Fireflies, and it's not in bloom currently. It will be in about December to January, but it's a black foliage eyelash begonia with bright yellow flowers.
Whoa. So wait, it's called Spider Eyes?
Eyelash. It's a eyelash begonia. So
Yeah, but what did you say the cultivar name was?
It is Steve's Leaves, Deb's Fireflies. It's named after our greenhouse manager.
Deb's Fireflies. Okay, correct. I thought you said Spider Eyes, and I was like, wait, what? Okay. And I remember Deb. Deb's Fireflies. That's a great name because it has that little green, almost like looking bioluminescent spot right at where it meets the petiole. Oh my gosh, you're really knocking it out of the ballpark. And again, really those like that dark green, almost like velvety leaf, really.
Yeah. So this is a cross between Micro Mo, which is a relatively new released begonia that Don made, Don Miller, and YTO, which is a mutant off of Thelma O'Reilly. 5 seeds germinated in this cross. 1 had yellow flowers, 3 were a cream color, and 1 was white. So we lucked out.
Who did it? Who of the parents? Because I'm not familiar with the parents. What color are the flowers of the parents?
So the Micro Mo has little white flowers, and YTO, which is an abbreviation for Yellow Thelma O'Reilly, is a mutant sport off of Thelma O'Reilly, and they're yellow. Okay.
All right. So that's it's not unusual that you got yellow, cream, and white, basically.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I've had some that have only germinated 1 seed, and this one was only 5. So I haven't had like any of those big crosses where there's just, 1,000 seeds really yet. So
yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is yellow a common begonia flower color?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So
interesting as well, especially with that bright light yellow and then those dark leaves. That's like beautiful.
Thank you. And next we'll do a Hoya.
People love their Hoyas.
Hoya clemenciorum.
Ooh, it looks like a Callistophylla and a caudata together or something.
Yeah. So the leaves get huge. I mean, huge, 14 inches long.
No way. Yeah. Really? Wow.
Yeah, they get massive.
How can you promote leaf growth in a Hoya like that? Sometimes when you're growing a philodendron, growing it up on a stake, it just has to mature, or? It does. Okay.
Yeah. And so the weird thing is there's lots of Hoya flowers out there that have a fragrant smell. This one does not. I don't know how to describe it, but the consensus is that it smells a bit like bleach.
Ooh. So what color flower does it have?
It's very similar to Callistophylla. So it's kind of a cream color with a little bit of pink edges on it.
Yeah. And so you're in the like greenhouse in like the early morning hours of late night, and it still smells like bleach-like?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm not sure what it's trying to attract. That's the thing I'd be interested in seeing. What smell is it trying to bring in?
Well, it's really funny because it reminds me of, I recently smelled a flower from a Nepenthes, and it had this kind of clean, bleachy smell. And I was like, ooh, that's a little odd. And so I wonder, whatever is pollinating that, if it's something similar to this Hoya. Now, is this a species Hoya?
This is a species.
Okay. And
it's from Sumatra.
What is the species name again?
Clemenciorum.
Clemenciorum. Okay.
And I might not be saying that correctly, but
yeah. Well, I could find that out. That's great. Yeah, it looks like a Callistophylla as well. Like if you showed me that, I'd be like, yeah, again, it's a little hazy on Zoom, but I wonder if they're, in the phylogenetic tree, if they're kind of like close to one another, especially if their blooms are similar.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, I know, like Breviolata has another strange bloom. I didn't bring a Breviolata in, but it smells like buttermilk to me. It's a strange smell, but I mean, it's fun seeing the different ones and, something new that's bringing in a pollinator. It's odd to me.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's next up on the list?
Next up is one that we pollinated in-house, and now we have seedlings of it. That's Thematophyllum Stenilobum.
Oh, Stenilobum. I believe I saw this at the Missouri Botanic Gardens. Well, it looks like you just like really spent some time shoe shining that leaf, but it's brand new. It looks like it's brand new, just like unfurled.
So we have several thousand seedlings of it, and we just put them up on the site last week, so they're finally available.
Wow.
25% of the way done actually sowing seedlings into separate pots.
So is this one that kind of grows more like, it doesn't trail or anything. It kind of grows like like a vase shape or something of that.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. It's more upright.
Yeah.
But the leaves are huge. I mean, it turns into a monster.
Like,
huge. Do you have any large ones in your greenhouse, or are they all kind of seedling stage?
No, we have the one big one, the mother plant, but this is about all we've got on the small ones. I think that's probably max size right now.
Probably the biggest one.
And then, so when you have your like seedlings like that, especially I know with like the begonias, Steve and Don have been, breeding, and there's so many different kinds of versions that you could get, just like you said, with one of the last ones that you showed, Deb's Firefly version. They had cream, white, yellow flowers. When you get these seedlings from the Mataphyllum, for example, do you notice any kind of aberrant behavior or anything that looks unique, or is it all kind of same old?
Almost all of them are the same. They almost all look like this. We did have one slightly variegated seedling that came up, but that's it. I thought there would be more. Just because in some other self-pollinating greenhouses have had, variegated sancties, for instance, that that popped up. So I thought there would be more with a stable variegation, but there really wasn't. I mean, it still could happen, but I'm not seeing anything that just, really throws an alarm up that it's going to be extremely variegated.
When are you kind of determining that it has a stable variegation? Like, do you need to take a cutting off of it and then see that stays variegated, or that you wait a certain period of time? Like, what does a stable variegation mean to you essentially?
I'll let some more leaves grow out on it. Which the one that we did find that had some variegation, the last 3 leaves that did pop up since we isolated it were not variegated. So not to say that it couldn't come back, but it's unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Amazing. Do you have one more?
I do.
I'm kind of like one more. These are great. These are great selections. These are all very exciting to me.
So this is my new love, is anthuriums.
Man, you and everyone else out there.
So hitting the anthurium train pretty hard. So this is one of our crosses. This is Forgetii cross with Ace of Spades. It's so hard to even find an Ace of Spades. Like, first of all, I will make a disclaimer. I am really not sourcing plants at this stage, at least indoor plants at this stage, with like renovations and moves happening everywhere. But like, it was really hard. I was chatting with one of the gentleman who was making Ace of Spades, and he's like, I can't even get them into like a regular, IGC or anything like that. They just fly off from production to whatever. So it's amazing that you're able to even get your hands on one of those. But it looks more Forgetii than Ace of Spades. Yeah. So this is one that did come out. I have some of these seedlings that look almost identical to Ace, and some of these that look, that have the closed sinus like you see with Forgetii.
Yeah.
So it's really a mixed bag. There's some that have real strong veins in them, and some that are a little bit darker. But yeah. So when you're making the cross, sorry to have cut you off there. Oh, no, you're fine.
Okay. So when you're making the cross, what are you personally selecting for? Because now you have like a personal love of anthuriums, and you're like, what are you personally saying, ooh, my eye is drawn to in regards to those crosses?
Definitely dark leaves. I'm trying to make the darkest thing that I can make out there, which we have some very dark ones, some stuff that's coming up. I've recently started putting nigrolamimum in lots of things, mainly because it produces so much male pollen and there's a lot to go around, but I've got tons of stuff. And I think there's something so rewarding about begonias are fun, but then it's just a little dried seed pod. When you pollinate an anthurium, you have these bright berries that smell like plums to me. I don't know if if that's the consensus everywhere, but there's something so rewarding about seeing it with all those berries on them, and you know that you didn't miss it, you didn't miss your window, and then it's something that's may not have ever been done before. And I think that's the most exciting thing about it, is just seeing what comes out of it. We've only been crossing them for, I don't know, probably less than a year. So it's going to be exciting. We've got a lot of stuff upcoming.
Well, I would love to see, first of all, species Carla Blackie Eye. I am in love with that one. And if you cross that with an ace of spades, I think you'd get black, black, black.
Absolutely.
A nice, lovely black leaf. I'd love to see that mix. I'm going to throw that hat into the ring right there.
That can be done. It can be done. I have both of them. So
there you go. You just need to, get them. You need to put on some sexy music and like turn the lights down or up, whatever they want, you know?
Yeah, right. I'll have one more. Let's see. I have one more begonia that we brought up. These were all my crosses too, which I'm very proud of. But
yeah, well, you should be.
This one was one of Steve's favorites. So my cane crosses that we did all had a French name. I don't know why I did a French series. It felt right. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things. So we did a French series. So this is Steve's Lee's Essence de Rose, and the flowers are they have
huge.
A rose scent to them. And they're huge pink clusters of flowers, but they're in the afternoon around 2:00. It's extremely rose smelling, especially if you have a big one of these, which we did enter a big one of these in the ABS show that was in Fort Worth this year and won best commercial new introduction. So that's it. That's been the best thing, is just trying and seeing what these things do. Somebody like Don's been doing this for years. This is all new to me. So it's fascinating to see what comes out, flower color, leaf structure, growth habit, all of that stuff it's amazing to see the different varieties and different variants in just one cross,
Oh, well, you're learning from the best. So, you have big shoes to fill, but you're filling them. So it's amazing.
We're trying.
Yeah.
I have one more plant.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
We brought options.
I honestly kind of feel like this is like a plant swap where I say bring 5 plants and then everybody brings 10.
Right. Yeah, we were prepared. So this is the last one, but
okay.
So this is Epiprinum pinnatum, Oreo variegated.
Ooh.
So, I've got this. It grows really fast. It's much faster than the Albo. But I've got a bunch of this, and we're just now having it be released on the site. So,
and did you find like a variegation that cropped up in your epiprenums?
No, I bought these. It was from a source, but it seems like they're a little bit like a Paricio Verde. The color's really coming out with the heat and light.
Yeah.
We were concerned when we got them because they weren't very well variegated, but as we've grown them out, they seem to have gotten more. I'm hoping that maybe they just picked up, it just started to variegate more, but I think it's the temperature and the light has really affected them. But we're super excited about these guys.
Amazing. Well, Ryan, these are excellent selections. I think people would be extremely excited to see these and would probably be breaking down your website and, in order to get their hands on some of these. Fabulous. Really
we
good.
Hope so.
Yeah. Where's Steve? Is he still lingering in the room?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Steve, what do you think about all these plants?
It's very different than just a few years ago. Everything's changed.
Amazing. How quickly things change, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's right.
My goodness. And what do you think about all these hybrids and these new introductions and everything? Do you feel like you have like a fourth or fifth wind? I'm saying a fourth wind so that you have like a decade, every decade you get a new wind.
Okay. Sure. Well, we've had to, over the years, I've had to reinvent Steve's leaves over and over. And so this is just another one of those, having to reinvent the company and follow what people are looking for.
Well, I mean, good on you. And I'm glad you got like a solid team behind you as well. This is so exciting. And you're just like spreading your wings. And yeah, it's a new era for houseplants. And you guys are like ahead of the trend. So it's you're setting the trend. So it's really lovely to see. Woo! Those are some really awesome plants. My heart was palpitating a little bit, and it makes me want to go down there to film and actually see more of the stuff that they're growing and how much they've changed over the last few years, because it's been a while since I've done a tour of Steve's leaves. Anyway, I'm going to be sticking around here doing renovations and landscaping, so I'm not going to be going there anytime soon, but hopefully this whets your appetite, and I'd love to hear what plants that Ryan and Steve showed us that you absolutely enjoyed. So let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in to Plant One On Me. And just as a reminder, 1% of our proceeds actually go to plant conservation and plant conservation initiatives. So that's 1% of our Google AdSense revenues. So thank you so much. Your viewership and your support really does help. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.